In this video I'm going to show how to add your text to your string resources rather than hard coding it into elements on the page. So open up your project. Now your string library is in your resources folder. So we've already looked at the drawable and layout folders and we'll be using layout again, but your strings are in under the values heading. So here it is here, and if you click on it they'll have already put in the name of your app. By default that's in there when you create the project. So we can add more strings. So this is where we'll be adding them. So we'll go to a page that has hard-coded strings and we will change the way it works. So let's go to main first of all, and let's change this home page. Instead of being hard-coded in home page, we can change it to a string. So I'm just going to copy and paste into the string library first of all. Go back to strings, start typing a string. If you double click on that, it'll set it up for you. Give it a name. So maybe you can't use capitals in these, you can use underscores. Home page title. And then when you hit close that, it'll give you the end tag, and then you can just paste in the text. So this, having a string library allows you to have not only English terms, but you could also have other languages in there, and you can set it up to detect what language the phone is set on. So if the user had, say, their language set on Spanish, if you had a Spanish set of strings, it would just alternate all those tags for the correct language so that other countries can view your app and use your app. So this is why this is, or it's one of the reasons why it's good to use the string library instead of hard coding in text. Okay, so we'll go and use that string that we've just created. So go back to activity main. So it's still hard coded, but we're now going to use a string. So if you go to the text tab down the bottom and go to the text view, you can see at the moment where it says text, it just says home page. So if you put in @string/homepage title is how it will connect with that one. So if you start typing in string, it puts in the app for you, and you just choose whichever one you've already created, and that won't look any different when you refresh it because it's putting in the same text that you had before. Okay, so we can do the same with the button. So grab this, we can type this in first if we like, so we can go @string/ and let's call this about button text, and it's red because we haven't created it yet. That's fine. Copy the name of that, go to your string library, down here create a new string, put in the name which we copied and pasted from the previous page, and we want it to say about us. Okay, so then we go back to that page and it's not red and erroring anymore, it's now green. Okay, another page. So you could change the heading to say something else. If you wanted to, you would change this string here. You could change it to, say, my app, and Oops, don't press enter to refresh when you're in this view. If you go back here, it'll now say My App instead. Alright, then let's have a look at the About page. So we could actually, we do already have About Us on a button. If we wanted to, we could reuse that. It won't make it have the same text style, it'll only make it have the same text itself. So that's fine. The Home button, text currently says Home, we can make it @string/ and then we can say Home button text. Which is now having rendering problems because we don't have that yet. So copy Home button text, go to your string library and create that string. Paste in the name. Oops. And then we just want it to say Home. Oops, must have hit caps lock. There we go. Alright, we don't have a lot of text on this page, but we just keep on adding to it. I might show you how to do some text with new lines in it. So we'll go to About Us and let's add a few lines of text in here. So we need a new text view element. We want it to be under that one. Probably need to give it some padding. So the heading has 16 dot points of padding. We need to give at least probably the same in this one. It's actually not sitting below the header, so we can just move that. If you just, there we go. Now it's butting up against it, and you can check by looking at the text tab at that second text view. So it's saying that its layout is below text view number 2. So this text view, this must be called text view 2. This is now text view 3. Yes, its ID is text view 3 over here. And it's sitting below, layout below text view 2. So it's relatively positioned below it. Okay, so the text is currently hard-coded text view. So we can change it here as well as in the design view. We can say @string, and we give the string a name, probably about contents, and then I'll grab that, copy it, go to our string library, create a new string, paste the name in, and then we can type in our string. So we could say this is my first app. And if you want to put a new line in, you just put \n. Don't put a space after that, or there'll be a space at the start of the new line. This is the About Us page. Okay, so we'll have a look at how that appears on the page now. So it has the new line between the two sentences. There we go, and it's in grey, which is the default. So you can change the colour again. A couple of ways of doing that. You could just copy it from the heading and add that. We could go to the design view and type it in. It's a bit quicker this way. You can change the size as well. I find that's a bit easier in the design view if you're not going to pick the exact same size. So go down to text size. Maybe just one size bigger will be enough. Yeah. Okay. So that's how to add strings to your string library. So they should all have @string / and then a name of the string, and then the actual strings belong here inside the values folder, which is inside the resources folder. So you open up strings XML and you can add as many strings as you like. That's it for this video.